Okay, so hello everybody. In this video, I'm going to attempt to convince you or show you that all suffering depends on one belief. One belief is the cause for all suffering, all human suffering, from mild frustration to the most severe suicidal depression. Okay, big claim, big claim, big claim. It's a big claim. Well, what is the belief? The belief is that you, are something separate in the world. I am something separate. I am another object in the universe. Okay? Now, to most people, this won't seem like a belief. It'll seem like a fact. Because culture has inculcated our mind with this belief. So try and suffer without believing that you're someone in the world. The interesting thing is that this is all nice and dandy, but if you're saying that this is a belief, then there must be an alternative. And I am suggesting that there is an alternative to the definition of the word I. From being something separate in the world that's going to die, and it's a certain thing, it's a human with a life story and dreams and goals, to simply awareness. Awareness. So, my suggestion is that if you spend time with the word I, spend time with the word I, sit down and really feel into who am I? Just focus only on the sense of I. You will find that you cannot come any further back than awareness. Cannot go any further back, which means it's the bedrock of who we are. Now, if awareness is created by the brain, another word for awareness is consciousness. If consciousness is created by the brain, still our experience of being a human being is that awareness is the furthest back we can go. Because even if we discover some molecule that's creating all this stuff, it will all be within our awareness. We'll be aware of it all. So, let's think about it. I mean, all the suffering, who am I going to be? I'm not doing what I want to be doing in the world. All these things, that people suffer about. And listen, it gets most radical when we talk about death. Okay, so what I'm really saying is that you don't have to fear death. You don't have to suffer over death. Why? Because what we are can't die. Verify it for yourself. Verify whether, first, you are at your core awareness. Simply pure awareness. You're aware of my words right now. So verify that, and then verify the nature of it and see if it can die. What I'm suggesting is that the nature of it is infinite, or it is, and what I mean by this is it can't have any objective qualities. Even saying it about awareness and talking about awareness is a concession to the way that we speak in objects. Language is just for relating objects. So what I'm saying is there is no objective quality to awareness, because it is that which is aware of objects. So, yeah, can that possibly have an ending or a beginning? The beginning, I mean, it's kind of dicey. I'm not sure. But when I think about all of this stuff, like whether awareness began or whether it's going to end, it's literally just a thought. So that's important to note, I think, that it's just a thought. It's just thinking. So, okay, but on a practical level, when something bad goes wrong, right? So when something bad happens, how do I stop suffering? Or when I'm sat there on the couch and I'm craving a pizza, I'm suffering in that moment. It's like a mild form of suffering. And then how is this going to help me? Well, I'll start deepest first. There's no one to help. There's no one to help. There's no you, in the sense that you are a separate thing in the universe. You are that which is aware of all these seemingly separate things. I say seemingly because it is the mind which separates things apart from each other. You know, we all call this, what do we call it? What's this? A book. All right, but the mind is what is calling it a book, and then the mind is that which, when it delves deeper, it says, oh wait, no, there's loads of pages and there's a spine, and I could even zoom in with a microscope, and then the mind defines it completely differently. So you could, so this isn't just a book, it's the mind labeling. So yeah, and what's happened is the human mind has labeled its own body as in the same way that we label a book. We are observing something limited, an object, something that has objective qualities. This is objectively a light skin tone. This is objectively a brown material. And okay, so the mind, getting ahead of myself. The mind, so we objectify the human body, and the mind fears of its destruction. But I said we'd go shallow, and I went deep. Let's cut that off and go practical. Okay, so I'm sat there craving for a pizza. Well, first of all, see that suffering requires it's mental suffering. It's mental suffering, okay? That mental suffering requires the belief that I am that which is feeling the physical sensation of a craving. And also the mind identifies with the mind. It's crazy. It's really convoluted. And which is why awareness, sort of identifying as awareness, is so refreshingly simple and clear, because it's always available. You can always go back and see that I am the awareness of this experience, which is exactly what you should say during a craving for pizza, or during moments of toughness. What's the word? Just a moment of suffering. During suffering, say, I am the awareness of this. Okay, and then how could you ever be hurt as the awareness? How could you ever be hurt by that which is aware of the pain? Or I mean, how could you ever be hurt if you are knowingly that which is aware of the pain? How could you be hurt if we are, how could we be hurt if we are that which is aware of the pain? So, in actual experience, practical experience, you sat there having a craving, or you're sat there before a speech, or before you go talk to a woman, and you're feeling these pangs, these moments of suffering, then you say, I'm aware of it all. How could anything that I'm aware of hurt me as the awareness of it all? In the same way that, how could the screen be hurt by anything that happens in the movie? Something it's just food for thought. Or really, I want you to see in your experience, use this video to get in touch with your current present experience. Yeah, I'll end it here. Thanks for watching. David Reynolds, and check out the links in the description. There'll be some cool stuff in there. Peace out.